the two worlds meet. Eastern Street boys bring the party, bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Drink water like that. Well, I'm telling you, bro. I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You don't know who I am by now. I said,
You identify as.
you know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, you know he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Night, Latin spice and neon lights.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos dias. Welcome to East Street Boys, straight out of Hialeah. We're back.
Rosetta Stone ass. Hello.
Hola.
All of the
¿Cómo está? That Duolingo is working great.
Duolingo.
I'm Bobby O. Gringo, and that's Alex the boy. What's up, my brother? How are you?
How you doing, man? It feels honestly like an eternity. Now, I love this time. Well, it's hot as hell, but there's no planes flying over me right now, and the crickets are pretty calm. They're still sleeping. So it's finally great to be back. I feel like we haven't done this show in what, a month and a half.
Almost.
Like, so it's been hectic, but we're
I
good.
thought
We're
after
alive.
the hot chip challenge, you quit. You were like, I'm done. I don't know how I'm going to tell Bobby this. I'm going to say ignore his phone calls.
It was a lot of coincidences with family emergencies, situations, school, work. So we're here now.
You know what? First of all, good morning, Scotty. He says no cricket.
Scotty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doll is in the house. Doll's Diaries will be starting
What's
soon
up, Doll?
on FTSN Extra. Ollie freaking Gordon, baby. Excited about that.
I drafted him. He's part of my fantasy football team.
Hey, dude. I'm so excited to see what he's been doing in training camp and preseason. I had to, pat myself on the back when
Good morning,
what
Lou.
he's been.
What's up, Bobble?
Lou, good morning, sir. Great to see you, my brother. Sammy, good morning, my man. Yeah, man, that Duolingo, that's as far as I know, too. Puerto Rican dad.
You know more.
I
I feel like you can put a complete sentence together. Like you can order food, you can communicate with people. Like
Tati's mother swears I speak it,
I know you do, bro.
Wouldn't
I
that be
know
a
you
comedy?
do.
Wouldn't that be a comedy? Like, like all this time I've been saying, like, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like one day, like my wife walks while we're in Hialeah, my wife leaves and walks around the corner. I'll say like a full on conversation in Spanish.
Or like the last day they see you.
I wouldn't
like,
survive. Dateline. Like the next day, I'd be on Dateline.
It's one of those things like your whole life they think you're this person, and the last day they see you is like, after that, my father never came back, but he's just spoke fluent Spanish the whole day. He has a second family in Puerto Rico. It's like, what?
Oh, that's another thing. She always swears that one day some kid's gonna come knocking on the door. She thinks like I'm like
Looking just like you.
That's a secret family, some kid. She thinks I was like on a rampage before I went with her. I was like, no, I swear there's
Bro,
nothing.
now that you say that, that's one of my biggest fears. And I'm not saying it's a reality, but like from the kid's perspective, obviously your current spouse can be upset at you. But if like an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old walks in, it's like, yeah, hey, Dad, I just want to tell you, you're my father. This and that is like how do you all of a sudden?
What I said to Tati,
like, God damn.
I told Tati, well, first off, that ain't gonna happen. I said,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I said, can you imagine like all of a sudden you just hear, you open the door, hey, are you Robert? And I was like, yeah, how can I help you? You're my dad. No. Shut the door. Nah, bro. We're good.
We're good.
We're good,
No,
bro.
man. No, man. But then you open the door again. Do you play like any sports? Like, are you
Yeah.
or something?
Scotty and Keith Overman's voice. And Bobby was known as a 10th Street boy. They had a happy marriage, or did they?
Or did they? Dun-dun-dun.
What's that guy say? Keith Morrison. I can't stand that guy. Tati loves that guy. Keith. That's why I talk about Dateline. Tati's a Dateline fanatic.
Yeah.
But he's always like, and they lived a happy life. Or did they? It's like, oh, shut up, Keith.
Well, yeah. Keith, we know,
Keith.
bro. We know it's after the commercial, okay?
Yeah,
Calm down,
it's
Keith.
like, or did they?
Yeah, Keith
but,
Olbermann is was ESPN.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Yeah. He had a deep voice too. He has a deep voice too. But yeah, man, no crickets. Ollie Gordon, it's all good. It's all good. There's a lot to talk about, man. First off, we just got to catch up. Yes, yeah, we know. We got a lot to catch up on because we haven't
Yes.
talked in 3.5 weeks, almost a month. Football season, real football, pro
Yes.
football. It's gonna
Yep.
be just a week away now. Preseason's in the books. The Dolphins finished the preseason 2-0-1. The first game was a tie, which caught me off guard. I thought we were going to overtime. I don't remember it being that they took overtime out of preseason,
Preseason,
but
yeah.
I was like, here we go. And it was like, oh, I wanted to see more Quinn
Game
and all
over.
that, but yeah, game over. But Miami beat the Jacksonville Jaguars last night 14-6. Scotty, you're not kidding, my brother. The 53 is going to be very, very tough.
I would say the toughest of the McDaniel era.
Yeah, this is going to be very tough. The receiver room, what are they going to do in the running back room? Jalen Wright, I think, who was it? Was it Jalen Wright that I saw yesterday? He's going to be out multiple weeks. Oh God, I hope I got that right. I'm thinking it was Jalen Wright. Something's up.
Is it chain? Is it chain?
A-Chain is banged up. Yeah, A-Chain's banged up. Should be ready to go.
Okay.
But Ollie freaking Gordon, let's talk about someone who's really showed up and took advantage of an opportunity. A lot of people forget. A lot of people now claim, and there's a few of them, there's a few people that were there from the beginning, but there's a lot of people that claim now, like, oh, I was in on this guy. But
no, they weren't.
A lot of people want, of course, we're like, oh, I'd rather ask Scatabo or Martinez or whatever. And no hating on those guys what's a freaking ever. Those guys, Scatabo's going to be a good back for the Giants. Martinez, I think he'll be good for Seattle and that as a part of that rotational piece. But a lot of people forgot that Ollie Gordon, they only remember that 1 year last year with Oklahoma State that he was like, oh, he was all right. He wasn't great. There's some things I don't like. But they don't look at the year before. And this guy was in a Heisman Trophy. He was a Duke winner, but a Heisman Trophy candidate. Like, this guy was a legitimate back. He's very talented. And you watch what he's done in preseason so far, as my phone is recording me for some reason. You see what he's been doing so far. And this camp, for me, it's exciting. It's not surprising.
Yeah,
this kid,
that's a good notation there. It's not surprising. Yeah. It's exciting.
It's exciting, but not surprising for me because since I put film on him during the draft process, and Scotty could attest to this, dull during draft night, but Scotty watching, on the clock, as great, and I appreciate Scotty, but Scotty could attest. I was talking about Ollie Gordon during this draft, like he just caught my eye, and I was just, enthralled with the way he looked for the hole, patience, stop and go, and the way he just kept the motor going. He would get stopped and he would just keep chugging along and the line would move. And, that's something that I found and I loved. I just love his heart and his motor. You put on training camp, you see the preseason film and holy crap, he's doing exactly that. And he's having fun, dude. That's the coolest thing. He's having fun. And he has this chip on his shoulder because he's a 6th round pick. He's a 6th. Sorry, something in my throat said to mute my mic. But he's a 6th round pick. You just see it, and you're seeing like this guy's not a 6th round running back. This guy's a possible starter in this league. The way he's playing, I mean, he is playing like a veteran. And you talk about preseason. What's the opposite is Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright. You would think, like there's a lot riding on him, and I still think he could be a really good back in this league, especially in rotation. But I have not been impressed with Jalen Wright like I've been with Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon looks like a guy who should be, he should definitely be RB2. I don't think he was an automatic RB2. I always said there was a running back battle between Jalen and Ollie. Now there's a legitimate, and I think Ollie should be RB2 no matter how healthy Jalen White is. And I would even say Ollie should probably start at running back with Devon Achane lining up at receiver and rotating in and out. That's not taking anything for Devon Achane. I love Devon Achane. I'm just saying, I think Ollie should be your thumper and more than likely your red zone back. Jalen Wright, on the other hand, I'm a little concerned with protecting the football. He was fumbling, not the same kind of burst and whatever you want to see in the run, not hitting the holes correctly. There's a little things to work with him. Not saying it's the end, and none of that. That's BS. He's a second-year player, but he still has some kinks to work out. Alex, I know. First off, without going into details, full disclosure, you've had a lot of shit going on, so you haven't been able to watch as much preseason. But I know you've been listening and you've been following a little bit. Ollie Gordon, man, I just want to talk about him because he's been the flavor. Last night, 8 carries, 43 yards preseason. Yes. But I mean, at first, offense struggled a little bit, wasn't cool. Offensive line was the story yesterday. They were not impressive. They were scary as hell. Tua got sacked 3 times in a preseason game. You don't want to see that. But again, I mean, it's freaking Groundhog's Day in Miami. It's the same thing. But as the game went on, especially in the final drive, the offense started coming along, and then it looked more in sync. Before we get into that, talk to me about Ollie Gordon, man. What are your thoughts on Ollie Gordon, what you've been reading, and how are you feeling about him this coming season?
Well, to sum it up real quick, that's why I drafted him as one of my sleeper picks in fantasy football, because I feel he has the perfect opportunity with a minimal regression by Jalen. Well, not minimal, a considerable regression in our eyes by Jalen Wright. You basically lose Mostert, and then you get a Mostert in Ollie Gordon. He's a power back. He's quick. He's strong. Madison's injury also helps him out as well. Obviously, not wishing ill on anyone, but sometimes in professional sports, injuries leads opportunities to younger people, to younger guys, younger nucleus. And I just feel the time is right for him in regards to the situation. What this team needs, he fits it perfectly. It's a nice shift from a chain. And also, aside from the fit, it's injury protection. Because the chain, I'm not saying he is a fragile running back, but his style is more prone at times to injury. We figured Jalen Wright will be kind of like the power back, and we figured it will be like the perfect rotation. And there was a lot of situations last year that we would ask ourselves, why isn't Jalen Wright playing more? Now it kind of seems to be that we know why he wasn't playing more. Like you mentioned, ball security. I don't know if it's the right reads, but there was glimpses last year. So one thing I don't take too much into the preseason is at times you're not fully playing a game with your number one guys across the board. So, for example, yesterday, there was no Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle didn't play yesterday, right? Or no?
No, I don't think so, no.
Tyreek Hill obviously is out. I haven't even read up in this situation. Is it going to be clear for game one? Is it kind of
I think they're just protecting him.
Just protecting.
I think they're just
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Honestly, I always, even when they cut down on preseason games sometimes, there's until the first or second game of the season, I don't think a team is fully in sync. Because, you can practice and you can have all these practice reps, but in-game reps, that's why sometimes I tend to be with one of the coaches that let me get a good half or 3/4 of my team for one game at least. Because basically game one of the season is almost like a preseason game realistically. You're kind of, ironing out the kinks and you're kind of getting on the same page. It's very difficult to do when your personnel is not always available to you in game situations. Now, aside from Ollie Gordon, Malik Washington, very intriguing. Another comment that I know you're going to follow up with, Bob. I was pleasantly surprised by what I've seen from Quinn Ewers. And like I said, I haven't seen a game. I've seen clips. I've seen him in situations, and he looks very comfortable in the pocket within this offense. So there's things and obviously our front seven. I think our pass rush, our front seven is to die for, in my opinion. I know our secondary is a little murky, and I know that there's certain situations that we see ourselves faltering, but I think Weaver's going to have a great time. He has a lot of flexibility on this defense, and he has a lot of strong personnel because I want to say 2 years ago, we couldn't count on our front seven to do anything. Now, all of a sudden, you can argue that's probably the biggest strength of this team, not even our offense. Like our front seven, our front four, or front three, if you want to say it, with Phillips, Chubbs, Robinson, Zeeler, there is legit potential there in regards to just jamming the run on the line of scrimmage, easing part of the secondary's issue because you can put pressure on the quarterback. So that eases a young secondary, and you still got Minka out there, as your soldier, basically just monitoring everything. So it was. I haven't got to watch a preseason game, but within the clips and hearing you talk about it, I kind of feel like it kind of sums up a lot of things that we've always felt as fans. There's some insecurity with the offensive line, but I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised with what Patrick Paul I can never pronounce his name. The guard that we drafted, Savadia.
No, Jonas Savania.
Savania. There you go. I think eventually that left side of the offensive line is going to be a very strong suit for Tua. So just excited for what's going to come, man.
Well, I want to say, can I see Scotty's comment? And first off, Finstanza now. Finstanza made, his debut on the Finn's Faithful podcast last night. That was a nice surprise with Jason Sarney and Finn Sammy and, of course, George of the Finn's Faithful podcast. Shout out to George and the Finn Faithful podcast and Sammy of Finn's TV. Sammy, of course, will be joining me and Finstanza on the pregame show on Dolphin Game Days here on FTSN. I'm very excited about that. Second time. Sorry. I'm sorry. Not your debut. You're old news then. You're old news. Anyway, sorry. I give you a little bit of shout out. Why don't you just let it be? Just pat yourself on the back and move along. But first off, I wanted to talk about Malik Washington and Taj Washington. But before I roll right into that, because you brought him up, what you just brought up about the front seven, what Scotty now is saying about seeing Chop and Chubb and Phillips on the field at the same time. I am so excited about that front, that D line, what they're going to do, how they're going to wreak havoc across the league. And it's like edge rusher for days.
True. Really Kenneth Grant. That's true. Our first round pick.
Well, listen, Kenneth Grant. I thought I saw something about an injury or that he was not hampered with an injury or something. But I'll tell you what, Josh, Kenneth Grant. I saw Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips has been really good for Miami. Zeke Biggers. I'm intrigued to see what his role will be. Benito Jones, those guys. But you think about this: Chop, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. First off, all looked in midseason form yesterday. I mean, my goodness! In the first play of the first drive of Jacksonville's offense, in the first play, they go for it could have been like a triple sack. Of course, it was chop sack. And as soon as that game started, I said, chop it down with the edge of your hand. I was like going nuts. But they all got sacks yesterday. But again, you got to think about this: Chop, Chubb, Phillips, Judon, Matthew Judon. I mean, my goodness, Mo Kamara, like Murphy. And then you talk about the Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer
for days, bro.
Jordan Phillips. That right there is like, I'm just intrigued. And then, of course, we concern ourselves with the secondary. But again, right now I'm at the point with the secondary. It is what it is. Let's ride with it. Let them get their bumps. Let them get their licks. Let them grow. It is what it is. Could it hurt us in the end? Maybe. Or could it surprise us where we go, holy crap, Jason Marshall, who was my breakout candidate of the year, or who's our rookie corner, he's been really good during training camp. He's catching a lot of eyes, so let's see if he surprises. He could be starting at the nickel this season. Wide receivers, the Malik and Taj Washington. We call them the Mark brothers. These are the Washington brothers, and not legitimate brothers, but but let me tell you something. Though Malik Washington, that dude, I call Ollie Gordon the real deal, which I really believe he is. As Evan says, Ollie freaking Gordon, but Malik Washington, those moves are just killer. I mean, he was breaking ankles upon ankles upon ankles last night, and then this guy absolutely is the one. And Taj Washington, that's another one. Like when I watch these guys, I know a lot of people talking about Eskridge, and I get it. Eskridge, I like what I've seen. Easy yeah. But I'm telling you, man, there's no way these guys. I just feel Taj and Malik need to be on this opening day roster. Absolutely. And I think that those guys give you the flexibility down the line if and when you got to move on from a Tyreek, that you got those two guys sitting right there. And I'm not saying they're going to beat Tyreek or they're going to take that spot. Tyreek is Tyreek for a reason. But, I mean, you saw even what Tua was doing with Malik Washington yesterday. That got
was a similar skill set.
I think that was the touchdown, if I'm right.
Yeah, it was to Malik.
That big, yeah. So, I mean, that was exciting to see, and that was all Malik. Like obviously Tua got the ball to him where it needed to be, but Malik was one that broke that guy's ankles and ran all the way for the touchdown. So Scotty says Hill, Waddle, Malik, Westbrook, Nick Westbrook for Eskridge, and Taj is our receiver room in that order on that depth chart. I'm absolutely okay with it.
That's okay.
I'm absolutely okay with it. Eskridge as a return guy, love it. You know, Malik replacing Janu. Yeah. I think
absolutely.
You know, I don't know. And that's the thing. We'll see what goes on with Darren Waller.
That's the thing. Yeah. Waller, I think by midseason, he should be in pretty decent form and shape. So we're discounting him because we didn't really see much of him, but I still think he'll be a threat no matter what.
Yeah, there was a bad drop from D. Eskridge yesterday that I did not like. I mean, it was right where it needed to be, and it just popped right off his, and it wasn't like popped off his chest. It was in his hands, and it felt like it popped off. Exactly. Wood Taj was Caleb Williams' #1 target. You see, you can't cut him, and the way he's performed, you shouldn't cut him at all.
At all.
There's no way. I can't see an argument how you could cut him. I mean, I just can't. Taj and Malik are got to be on this roster. And shout out to Scotty for bringing up the block, you know, from Nick Westbrook. And then talk about the QB situation. You know, I tell you what, I know a lot of people will crap on Zach Wilson and whatever. He is who he is. But I'm going to tell you, we definitely need to keep Theo Reese on the practice squad. We need to make sure we keep him there, and because he's another guy that's like, you know, he's another guy that I think we could grow and develop, and he could be a decent rotational receiver. But I'm not too bad on Zach Wilson, you know, as your backup. I like what I saw yesterday. I mean, he does hold the ball way too long. But there were some passes that, you know, were really nice, and I'm cool with him being the #2. I'll tell you what, though, Quinn Ewers is showing you why he shouldn't have been a 7th round pick. You know, I mean, you know, yesterday 7 of 8, 66 yards. He hasn't been dog duty. I mean, come on. You know, again, you know, if he was a 5th round pick, whatever, 3rd round pick, we'd be like, it's not bad. You know, the thing is, he was a 1st round pick. I think he was a 2nd overall, and it's like, yeah, he's not that, but he is who he is. I mean, what do we expect? This is my thing. What did we expect from Zach Wilson? Did we really think he was going to be some savior or some, oh my gosh, he smells like #2? Because he is #2. Absolutely, Elwood. You know, that's my thing. Like, I mean, let's be real with our expectations here.
I don't think he meets #2 as quarterback.
I know. But I'm gonna take it as that. He smells like #2 because he is a #2. He shouldn't be your #1. But if I think that if he was to come in with a Jalen Waddle and a Tyreek Hill and a Devon H and an Ollie Gordon and a Darren Waller, I think we got a guy who, could manage the offense. And again, he holds the ball too long, but he also can run out of it. You know, if the offensive line collapse, he can actually run and extend the play. You know, that's one thing he does have. So Wilson is a square peg in a round hole with our scheme. He doesn't fit in it at all. His footwork, timing, accuracy, and progression are awful. It is what it is. McDaniel must think otherwise because McDaniel obviously wanted him on this roster. But I'll tell you what, I am not against Quinn Ewers sneaking up and taking that _2 spot. I think the writing is on the wall that it is Zach Wilson who's going to be your backup.
This year for sure.
And next year I don't think he'll be on the roster, but I am fine with it. And Evan says as long as we have McDweeb, all the quarterbacks will be held back. You know, hey, as evidence has showed, McDaniel, unless your name is Tua, has not done well with quarterbacks. We hope now that he has maybe he had a say in drafting Quinn Ewers, and you know that obviously he wanted a Zach Wilson, that maybe he could get the best out of him. Good morning, Cap. What is up, my brother? But yeah, and you brought up the quarterback situation, Alex. Are you feeling better about this year's QB situation compared to last year?
Oh, unequivocally, well, yes, 100%. Because now you have confidence. Just like that's what I mentioned. Just yours, the confidence that in the clip, like I said, in the clips that I've seen, because I haven't watched the game, I've watched clips. So I've watched a few. Some of them like been 10-minute clips. Just his dropbacks, the way he reads the field, and obviously I understand it's like in secondary and third level personnel, but still there's a lot of things that are easily transitionable into a first offense, in a first tier offense, is he's very comfortable there. He trusts himself. He makes plays. So even if Tua goes down, if Wilson goes down, I feel comfortable even my third string quarterback. And I know, for example, you see the clips of Skylar Thompson in Pittsburgh and he's balling out. Like, I get that. I understand for some reason we have this thing that backup quarterbacks come to Miami and we have them like corral, like we have them in a box. But I think with this nucleus, first of all, they're young and they're capable. So it's not like we have an older quarterback. That all of them have pretty strong arms as well that I've seen. Obviously, none of them have Tua's accuracy and Tua's style of throwing into windows here. But I feel very comfortable that if Tua goes down for 2 to 3 games, we do have the personnel in place that we can win 2 out of those 3 games. We didn't feel that in the last couple of years. And I think they saw the front office and McDaniel felt the pressure of not addressing that properly the last 2 years. And I felt you kind of see them going into this direction. And what I'm always going to compare in this instance, for example, the D-backs that we have this year is kind of like how I felt with the Bills. You lost big names and you lost talent, but overall the unit performed better for the Bills last year than they did the year prior. So the defense as a whole, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people this year, because what we see as a liability, the fact that we have a strong front seven, the fact that we were able to acquire Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he seems motivated. And obviously he's a much better player now than when he left. He's more mature. There's a lot of things now that I'm like, I'm not saying you're going to hide them, but they're going to be a little bit more manageable, because you put more pressure on the quarterback. That makes your defensive back's job a little easier. You have a good safety. That makes your D-back's position a little bit easier. So I think it's going to be a pleasant surprise in regards to our depth. And another thing, the wide receiver room. We're no longer just relying on Tyreek Hill. You legit have 4 to 5 wide receivers that can be in a rotation for any NFL team. So that's also a very comforting thing for your quarterback. When it's funny, like last year, we're talking about the running back room was probably like the strongest one that we've had. Now, all of a sudden, our running back room is a question mark. You're like, what do we do? Do we have the proper personnel? Is Ollie Gordon going to leapfrog Jalen Wright? Did we just miss out on another year of Jalen Wright? Is a chain going to be healthy? So it's funny how every year comes and goes, and there's different areas of your team that you kind of never feel fully confident about. Like, I don't know if there's any team that feels fully confident about every area of their team, maybe 1 or 2, but I do feel comfortable with the experience, the depth. But like we always talk about every preseason, until you do it when it counts, regular season games and in the playoffs, there's really not much you can say. You just got to let your actions do the speaking for you, and you got to let your production on the field do the speaking for you.
I want to ask those in the comments, for those who are tuning in, and it made me Finn Stanza, because I didn't get to hear this last night, because I had some stuff going on. But what you saw with the preseason, this goes for everybody, and please put it in the comment, and then your expectations of this team prior to preseason. Have what you've seen from Miami, has your expectations changed? Where do you stand on Miami going into the season? If you want to say a record, absolutely okay. If you want to say I feel about the same, I think they're going to do this way. I think I feel a lot better about them after seeing what I saw. I feel a lot worse about them seeing what I saw. Where is your expectations now? Scotty, Evan, Elwood, Cap. Where do you stand? Okay, Scotty says, if healthy, we are a 10-plus win team.
True.
That's where Scotty stands with Miami after seeing this preseason. Fair enough. Cap, those last 2 drives we're missing. Our defense front seven is healthy, can be the best. I absolutely agree with that. There's a lot of problems with this team, right? We talk about the secondary. We talk about the health of the running back room. We wonder about Zach Wilson, but there's nothing to wonder about that front seven.
And Cap, I want to ask something quickly about it before I forget, because I know the comments are going to keep coming. Cap, to you, because I'm a firm believer in this, and I know obviously our full personnel wasn't available to us. Do you feel sometimes coaches hold back a little bit in regards to they're just really going through reps to see certain things, to see how certain personnel functions? Because I know what you mean. We were missing like that oomph that you normally see in offense, a potency offense. But do you think sometimes coaches just hold back a little bit and they really focus on they're going to unleash when the season starts. But for now, they just focus on certain reps, how certain personnels fit, certain schemes work with certain personnel, or what reads are there, and they don't really care about the results as long as they see the progression. Because I feel sometimes in preseason, just like in basketball, you're not going to throw everything out there. You know, you want to get your guys rep, and especially this game is kind of like you want to see how fluent it is and what did you struggle in, or do you feel that it legit there is something missing that is going to translate into the season, and you're going to still see that stuffy offense that it can't really get going.
So
you see, like pausing right there, like McDaniels, no deep balls at all preseason. Is there really a necessity for deep balls in preseason? Like, is that like we know we can connect?
So
those.
Here, Evan says, I feel better about the defense. I feel, which is, I get that, right? Because a lot of people are like, man, that's secondary. But then you see them on film
as a whole,
and you see what they can, what that front seven can do possibly for that. But the offense, and I think it was said that was said last night, where you know how much of the real offense are we seeing? I will say what makes me nervous about our offense is that offensive line. Because even though, yes, it looks better on paper, Austin Jackson being out, you know, our starting O-line let Tua get hit a lot. James Daniels, our top free agent, missed on an assignment and almost got, and Tua was pissed. And that was on, like, I think on the first or second drive where he's kind of like, what the hell? What's going on? So that's where I'm, you know, where Sammy says it right here. I was 8. Well, Evan first said it. Cool with you know, surprise, you know, great with the defense, not so good on the offense. Finn Sammy says I was 8-9 before this. Now he's at 7-10. In my opinion, the defense will be better than expected, but not hopeful about a disciplined offense. Cola says we'll be competitive if healthy, 10+ wins. Scotty thinks I think our offense timing was off in the first 2 drives. It was close but off. In the third drive, it clicked. Absolutely. Let me see here. Reaver is my MVP. Evan, your hate is old and tiresome. You are a broken record with your terror. Evan's #1 fan. I was on the hype train since the draft. Everyone called me crazy. I said 11-6 then and now if healthy. There you go, Elwood. 11-6.
That's true.
I'll be honest. I've been at 9-8 since before everything. I'm comfortable at 9-8 because I know injuries come into play. You know, I know the you know, again, that could change because if Tua goes down, that's going to be that's less wins and less Quinn Ewers and Zach Wilson surprises. But I'm at 9-8. I feel good at 9-8. I think the ceiling is 11. I will say that. I think this team could get 11 if it all works out. But I'm at 9-8, and after seeing what I saw, I'm still at 9-8. But remember, we didn't get to see Tyreek. We didn't get to see a lot of Waddle. We'll just have to wait and allow it to play out. Waddle played last night, and ankle got hurt again. Well, there you go. I didn't see that. And what the hell happened to Jason Sanders? I did read that he went in the back with trainers. We had, you know, Bowen was brutal. Bowen has not been good. He has not been good. He made me miss Eichenberg. I'm dead ass serious. And Eichenberg is not gonna. And I know that's crazy for some people, but watching Bowen, I miss Eichenberg big time. You know, and what sucks is Eichenberg is not close to being back right now. It's not a season-ending injury, but he's not coming back for the next few weeks. Which, you know, as long as you know, it's just what it is.
Yeah, you just got to
do it. Yeah, when they prove me wrong, I used to be just like you, keep being a constant. So, I have to also, I love this team, not just their. I said Ollie and Jordan Phillips were steals at the draft. Elwood, you're on the money, man. Jordan Phillips has been really a surprise. Awesome to see. I'm very intrigued. The tight end room, I think Cap said it earlier. I agree. That does concern me. We will see. I think Eichenberg is one of the new IR exemption tags for us. Yeah. You know, again, it's crazy to say, and I know people are like Eichenberg, but it's like, don't tell me you see Bowen and you're like, man, if I you know, you feel just a little bit better if you had Eichenberg back there. I do. I would, you know, but it is what it is. We do have a trade, not with the Dolphins, but there's an NFL trade that just went down.
Yes, Vikings.
The Vikings and the Eagles. The Eagles are trading for Sam Howell from the Vikings. Look at that. Vikings traded Sam Howell plus a 6th round pick for the 5th round pick and a 7th round pick in 27 for Sam Howell. So the Eagles getting a backup QB for Jalen Hurts. Talk about putting the work in.
And the Vikings signed.
And I was just
Carson Wentz.
Did they really? I didn't see that. Okay,
yeah.
so
yeah.
And how about the situation in? Sam Howell got moved again. Willie Gay Jr. was having a lot of fun last night, man. I can't wait to see his season, how it plays out. Willie Gay, our linebacker, man, he was having a blast. And Ollie Gordon after the game, I mean, I love his energy. Love his energy.
That's one thing I want to see, Bob. What's one thing that I've seen? Number one, Tua's leadership. He's a little bit more outspoken now. You can tell the team is under his command. And when you have a bunch of guys, I know a lot of people are talking about our inexperience, but when you have a bunch of young guys that go try to prove something, there's also the energy that comes with. You have a young coach, you have a young nucleus. So I know we talk about, this is our year, but this is truly the year that you can turn this around with the youth if it works properly. If this doesn't work properly this year, then is when you know there's going to be changes coming across the board. But this is like your last opportunity, because now this is a team directly under Tua. Because even the way he's handled Tyreek Hill's situation, I think it's been almost professional, but it's also where there's an expectation now. Like, we're not going to be BS-y shit.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Because you say, like, they want to get it because if they don't, you'll blow it up. But I'm going to tell you this. Even if Miami didn't figure it out and they have to blow it up, which, of course, if they flop, if they fall on their face, you absolutely should blow it up in regards of front office, head coach. You got to do what you got to do. But I'll tell you why I'm not afraid of that. Like, obviously, I want to see this team succeed. I want to see playoffs, a playoff win. I want to see a Super Bowl. And I think, I'm going in here going, I'm not worried about last year. I'm not worried about whatever. We're going to ride this out. We're going to take the bumps. And Scotty, I'm with you. Sam Howell, again, I think that's where Miami has to think like that. Like, if there's a guy out there, I know you paid $6 million for Zach Wilson, go get that deal done. If you could go get that guy, go get him. Because I would have think Sam Howell in this offense would have been great as a backup. But it is what it is. I'll tell you why I'm not afraid of, like, I'm not going to, it's the end of the world. Oh, the world. If Miami craps the bed because of the nucleus we have that will still be here.
Right.
The Chop Robinson, the Ollie Gordon, the Washingtons, like, there's a nucleus with this team. Like, if, let's say this blows up, right? Obviously, like, does this mean the end of Tua, Tyreek, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips is going to a contract year. You look at all these little things, you go, oh, damn, dude, like, this could be where, like, all these guys are out the window. Of course, Jalen Phillips, if healthy, you should keep. Bradley Chubb, I think, should have surprised a lot of people this year. He'll make believers out of non-believers. But it's what's remaining. If Miami has to do it, if they end up doing it, Ollie Gordon, Malik and Taj Washington, Kenneth Grant, Chop, Jordan Phillips. Like there is a nucleus of young talent here in Miami that if it does blow up, I'm going to be like, hey, we got the young guys here that we could that a coach and a GM could come together and say, okay, let's build on this. This is a team that we could build upon and go. So, like, this year for me, like, absolutely, we want to win. We want to go. But if it all goes to the end, if it all goes to the crapper, I'm just as hopeful for the following season because of the nucleus. It's not like it's like, well, man, we got no talent. We're not made up talent. There's guys that whenever we
don't have an old roster.
Well, it's not like, it's not a talent of guys where we just, because they wear the helmet, we're like, this guy's going to be great. No, there's a lot of guys that legitimate in uniform, out of this uniform, are good players that could contribute in this league, that I think that could be a nucleus to a foundation of successful football in Miami for the foreseeable future if done right. So if Miami does great, awesome. If they fall on their face and they blow it up, Dolphin fans, is not the end of the world. We got a nucleus here that could be successful if put together right. It starts from the top, gets to the very bottom. Lou says, yes, Bobby, a lot of good, real good young talent here
Yes.
now. You know, let's see, Zeke Biggers, Patrick Paul, Jonas 70. There you go. Other names. That's my thing. Like, think about that. You have 2 young offensive linemen, and again, you gotta let them. You gotta allow them to grow. You gotta let them and allow them to make mistakes. It's the same thing with the young secondary. It's like, it is what it is. They're gonna fall on their face.
Yeah.
There's gonna be time. Now, yeah, you might go, that guy's definitely, you cannot move on from. I mean, you can't grow with him, and you got to move on. It is what it is.
And you know one thing, Bobby,
ahead.
you also need your help in. What is the best scenario for a struggling secondary or a defense that's trying to get an identity, even with a strong front seven, is a high functional offense. So your offense could alleviate the game for your defense just as much as your defense alleviates the game for your offense. So there might be games that if we win, but it's like a 38-35 shootout, we know our defense struggled. We know our defensive back struggled. But what happens? We have the offensive firepower to win these games. So you can have a positive. You can win 11, 12 games, even while your defense continues to grow and improve organically as the year goes on. So that to me is a show of a complete team. That is my biggest question. Are we going to be a complete team? Because we'll surprise people in certain areas, but is this team good enough to be a complete team that we're going to win games? To me, a complete team and a good team is a team that wins the games they're supposed to lose. Like, we were supposed to lose that game, but we found a way to win. That to me is the difference between a great team
That's what we'll
and a
see
team
this
that's on a
year.
rise. Correct.
That's what we need to see. If Miami, like in like preseason, it is what it is. I don't wins and losses. Like, oh, we didn't lose a game. It doesn't matter. It's preseason. You know, we could have gone 0-3 and it wouldn't have bothered me. What I look at preseason is the growth. What I look is the young guys, what they're doing. Malik, Taj, Ali, those guys, what they're doing to step up. Quinn Ewers when he got the opportunity.
Yes.
You know, Zach Wilson, whatever. Like Kotlis says right here, and Kotlis, if I'm butchering your name, forgive me, brother. But because I butcher names, and I think I said it right, but maybe I didn't. But you know, this is one thing I love too. If we have the young nucleus in case we have to blow it up. However, if we make the playoffs, this team could grow with another successful. It's so true.
Yeah, we have a great
that's what I'm saying.
Picks.
Like, I mean, and again, it's just what it is. It's like, look, if they crap the bed, blow it up, we have a young nucleus that we could build upon. If they're successful, we know what our flaws are. You have, again, a young nucleus that you could continue to build upon. And hopefully then Miami goes, okay, hey, look, this is how we need to draft the following year. We need these type of guys. I'll tell you what Ollie Gordon reminded me of last night. I saw a post-game video of him, and I think a lot of Dolphin fans did. And I know right now, I guess it's kind of, you know, for Raider fans, it's not as nice. But his energy reminded me a lot of Christian Wilkins after the game. Fired up, fins up, dance, going crazy. Like, I love Ollie Gordon's energy. And I'm thinking, like, man, if this kid could hit, if this kid could be, like, if like, I'm not saying he's going to, I don't think that's fair.
It's a cultural
but
change.
like, I think this kid could, you know, be I don't want to say a landmark. I'm trying to say the right word, a cornerstone
for
the
franchise.
team.
Yeah.
If it all goes right. I'm not going to put that on him because, again, he is a 6th round pick.
Correct.
But his energy, the way he's attacked this preseason, the way he's attacked this training camp, being a 6th round pick, I'm looking at him and I'm going, you're going to be a lot of fun.
But
And this is what Evan's saying is true. The players are having fun, and you
one
want
thing.
them to have fun. You want them to have fun, especially young guys. You don't want them to be miserable.
That is a sign of. I'm not saying that's a sign of a good team, a bad team, or anything. That is a sign of a team that is united, and that is the most important thing to achieve success. You need to have a team that is united. And when you mentioned Bobby late round picks and all that, people forget, and I'm not comparing this by any means of the imagination. I want to say, 30 years ago, maybe a little bit less, obviously. Tom Brady was a 7th round pick, backup quarterback, first year. Look who Tom Brady ended up being. Like I said, I am not comparing Ollie Gordon, Q Ewers to Tom Brady at all, by no means. But you don't know what the ceiling is of a player until certain situations. You can see glimpses, but it all has to fall in place. It all has to perfectly align. And like you mentioned, he could become a 2-headed monster with A-Chain. And that could be your running back core for the next 2 to 3 years. We could have missed on Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright could have regressed. But the fact that you still, year in and year out, and you've been a big proponent of this in regards to you draft a quarterback every year. I believe there's positions that you draft every year. In that regards, I have the basketball mindset, best player available.
I'm with that with running back right now. Like I'm with that, like you know, you know, and even if you hit on one, because I saw a lot of people when Brian Robinson Jr. was available.
Yes,
I was all aboard.
Everybody wanted him.
I'm all aboard. I was like, you go get him.
Yeah.
You go get him. Oh, but what about you? That's gonna stump Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright's growth. Bullshit. Sorry, bullcrap.
You make it work.
This is a rotational league, and now look, Jalen Wright could be out multiple weeks. Devon Achane is expected to come out, be ready for week 1, but we don't know what his situation is. Imagine if you had Brian Robinson there, and you could go rotate him with Ollie and Devon Achane. And let's be real, Jalen Wright, I'm not giving up on Jalen Wright by any means when I say this, but he has not shown enough to be considered for RB2. No. And again, I'm not saying it's the end because he's a second round pick. I mean, he's a second year player. You know, things happen. You know, whatever's going on with him is going on. He has to work on it. I think he'd be a very good player and he's a good rotational back. But you go make that move. Scotty says Robinson for a 6th round pick is a no-brainer. Absolutely. And I don't think it has anything to do about belief for Ollie Gordon or Jalen Wright. Are you kidding me? I liked when we took Jalen Wright. I was excited for him. I was on him last year, and I was huge on Ollie Gordon. But you go do that because that's what this league is. Evan, I know, brother, you're all good. I know.
And Bobby, you hit on a good point. I've always been a voice towards you play your best players. I know fans, organizations, if you draft a player high, if you're paying him X amount of money across all sports, he has to see the field. He has to see the court. But to me, I'm not a big believer in that. Oh no, but he's a 7th round pick. If he's your second best running back, he's your RB2. Obviously, I understand you got franchise quarterbacks, you got franchise wide receivers, but let's be frank. There's some wide receivers at times that wanted him more than Tyreek Hill. And if that's the case this year, you play that wide receiver. You don't have Tyreek Hill with that many reps. I know you're trying to maintain his value in the given case you want to move him, but to me, I'm Mike McDaniel. My job is on the line. Even if I got a contract extension, my livelihood is not on the line. But my career as a Dolphins head coach is on the line. I got to show everything that I can do. So if I want my team to perform to the best of their ability within my scheme, and I know it can work, I'm playing the best personnel. I don't give a shit if you get mad. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you're a captain.
Oh, I'm with you.
If you're not performing as good as this next person, you're not going to play as many reps. I got no problem whatsoever. And that's the 100%. Mindset that I feel because now the ages have aligned. They're all on the same time frame. You have some older guys like Chubb and all that, but the key players are all the same age. They all get along. You see that. And that transfers and that translates into production on the field. And even when there's no production, even when there's mistakes, you change that gear quicker and you recover quicker. Why? Because you're holding yourself accountable, but there's no finger pointing. There's just accountability. You got to do this. I got to do that. And when you get along and when you're cohesive, that is so much easier for you to grow from.
So sorry, I saw Scotty's comment. I mean, I'm very serious, and don't call me Shirley. You know, here I'll say this: like I've seen a question pop up here and there, and people are like, "Oh, Ollie Gordon should be number 1," and all this, the number 1 back. Again, I don't see. This is not an because I'm a big Devon Achane guy, and Devon Achane I think is going to have a very good year this year. But I don't think it's out of the realm for Ollie Gordon to get first team reps in a game, and Ollie being and Devon Achane coming in rotations and lining up on back and forth. I'm going to say
being at the field at the same time.
100%. You know, again, one thing that I loved about Ollie Gordon, again, I'll bring it up, and what you're seeing right now, it's like a veteran back there. He's fast, but he's slow at the same time. Like you see him, he looks for the hole. His vision,
he changes speeds,
his decisiveness. And then again, even if he hits the hole, look out! In full steam ahead. If you're at corner, you're gonna get rammed. But at the same time, look at the times he gets stopped at the line.
He doesn't go back.
Even if it's 3 or 4 yards, notice he gets stopped, and then that line moves backwards. This kid doesn't stop. He doesn't stop
moving his feet. That's what I saw.
It's just this guy.
By the way, this is a running back moving his feet. I just did that. I just realized when I did this thing, it was like, oh, he doesn't stop moving his feet. I'm like, yeah, duh.
That's feet.
Like,
But that's one thing, man. When I'm watching him, and I'm like, I watched last year's film. I watched the year before when he was in that, up for the when he won that award, and then he was up for the Heisman. I'm forgetting the award, so if somebody remembers, it's Doak something. I'm butchering. I don't want to say the wrong. I think that's what it was. He won that one, and the running back award. But
I'll check it. I'll confirm.
But you saw that. You saw the potential there. You saw how good and great he can be. If he brings that into the NFL, which it looks like he's going to, the way he's been playing, there's no ceiling.
Doak Walker.
Doak Walker.
Yes.
Thank you, Collis.
Stadium. My bad.
Yeah, it's well, I couldn't even remember. I know Doak. Yeah. It was Doak something. So yeah, but if he could bring that to the NFL, which it looks like he will, again, there is no ceiling for Ollie Gordon. Like this could be, and again, it could be. I'm not saying it is because I don't think that's fair. I'm just saying what you've seen in preseason is what he did the 2 years ago at Oklahoma State. What he did something a little different. Remember, and Oklahoma State wasn't a good team last year, but this kid could be a 6th round steal. This guy could be a steal of the draft. If he plays a majority of the snaps and sharing it with Devon Achane, majority of the snaps, this could be a rookie of the year candidate for the NFL.
Yes.
I'm dead ass serious when I say that. This is not a homer thing. Because I remember I said Chop Robinson possibly as a defense rookie of the year last year. And he almost did that. He was in that conversation.
Yeah.
I really do think Ollie Gordon could be in that conversation if he gets the majority of the snaps or shares them with Devon Achane. That's how good he is. So that's where I'm at. Again, and I think Malik and Taj Washington, I think they find themselves in the majority of the snaps this year as well, with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I would not be surprised how involved they're going to be in this offense.
I want to ask you something, Bobby, because obviously you watch all the games. You saw you're able to compare preseason multiple years. Do you feel during the McDaniels era, do you feel that this is the most comfortable you've been with the team all around, taking into account our inexperience, but also the youth, the defense, the upgraded offensive line, which I know it still hasn't transitioned in continuous reps? Do you feel that this year is the most complete, balanced depth that we've had in the McDaniel era, or no?
No. I know. I get where it comes from. I'll tell you, where I'm comfortable with this team is the young nucleus, what we have.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not at the point to say that. Yeah, depth is still a very big concern for me when it comes to this team. Offensive line struggled yesterday, Alex.
Yeah.
So, and that was our starters. And I'm not saying they're going to struggle our year. Again, I believe in our young guys. And again, you got to take the licks with them. It just sucks that you got Tua back there because Tua can't take a lot of licks before he just goes down. Because I think some guys were kind of laying off a little bit. They didn't really lay into the sacks. It wasn't like they were trying to kill. But once the season starts, they're going to try to hurt you. I'm not comfortable with the depth of our football team.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with the secondary. We'll see what happens with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. But again, what I am excited for, what I am better with this football team again is the nucleus of this team, the found of the team. What you could build on with this football. That if it works. If this season is successful, awesome. Continue to build on it. If it's a failure, it's the same old, strip it down, strip out the bigger pieces, build upon this. Again, Jonah Savanea, Patrick Paul, Ollie Gordon, Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, Malik and Taj Washington, Quinn Ewers, Zeke Biggers, Jordan Phillips, Kenneth Grant, Sealer is still there. He's a little older in it, but still. Jason Marshall. There are guys there that there's a foundation here you could build upon. Again, I say Quinn Ewers. I know he's a 7th round pick.
Yeah.
It's still wait and see. We know what the preseason is to the regular season, but I'm just saying there's foundational pieces that you could build upon. So, he might not be there yet, but again, Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright, Taj and Malik Washington, I think should be there. Kenneth Grant, Zeke Biggers, Jordan Phillips, Jason Marshall. And then there's Patrick Paul Jonas, Evan those two growing up together. And again, growing up 5-6 weeks, 8 weeks into a season. Oh, the sack. Oh, he's made rookie mistake, first year starter. Let them grow.
Of course.
Again, I'm not going to now again, if it rolls into the second season or it's like it totally is, there's a mind and you're seeing that they're just totally effing up, that's a different story. But if it's like little hiccups here and there, little screw ups, guys, they're rookies. I would put that more on the coaching staff and our GM to say, hey, you're not putting these guys in a situation to win. This is on you. You're the one who put this out there. This is your bed that you have to sleep in. But I think it's a great question. I think it's a fair question. But I'm just honest answer. No, I'm not comfortable with the depth of this team. But I am comfortable with the youth, the foundational youth that we have on this team. Darren Waller is a sleeper. Literally, he's a sleeper. We'll see if he wakes up. We'll see how he looks during the season. Tanner Connor will be great. Julian Hill get the rest in preseason. Be totally ready.
You got to start from the beginning. Evan is going through an emotional regurgitation of his past feelings. So he's channeling his. I
think he's playing the reverse, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah. I'm just waiting for Scotty's response. I'm just waiting.
I just went back in time. I'm so excited for seeing the Genius. I see what he's doing now.
Yeah, you see it? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Thunderstorm Duck. I love his name, man.
Hey, am I good? Am I slowing down a little bit, or is that? I mean,
you glitched for a second, but now you're fine.
Okay, I don't know. I know our internet's been a real pain, and we got another router, and I noticed that it said the bars dropped, but I don't know if it's what the heck is that. But
making fun of my highly internet over there, right, Mr. Franklin?
Yeah, I'm still on. I haven't dropped out. You dropped out already. You cheap ass.
Unbelievable.
Doral. You think because you moved in Doral, you think got better internet? Shit's still cheap.
The problem is I'm exterior Doral. So like whenever I'm the exterior, my Wi-Fi, the way my Wi-Fi set up is like I have a savings and a checkings, but it doesn't.
Oh man. Let me see here. I just want to see, I think I may do a show tomorrow. I didn't do one yesterday. I had a lot of stuff going on. I may try to see what Fish Tank is doing. May do a show tomorrow night. Fins Talk today. Maybe do a 53. But that's gonna be hard, man. That's gonna be hard.
One of the final cuts. Is it tomorrow?
Well, I think throughout the week, yeah.
Throughout the week? Or no, but there's a deadline, right? Like Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah, there's a deadline, yeah.
Yeah. 53 man cut. 53. Yeah. All 53-man rosters have to be set by August 26th, Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Cardinals.
So that's Cardinals. It. 4 p.m. on Tuesday, Bob. Final rosters.
Oh, is it the Browns? The Cardinals? All right, sorry. So, well, the Browns make sense, but I thought they did. Sorry, guys. I there was a question that popped up on the preseason Tuesday. Thank you, Lou Elwood. Scotty, everybody came in and threw the answer. They're like, "What a dumbass, Alex." Alex, they all called you a dumbass without saying dumbass.
Why?
So, because you didn't know the day. What a dumbass.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Sorry. So sorry.
We all agree.
You want to go, Scott? Come on.
You want to go?
Bro. Let's go, man. I'm already outside.
You want to go out? Yeah, you want to come outside, bro?
I'm already outside, bro.
I'm already here.
It's
Where
hot.
are you?
I'm sweaty. I'm tired. Let's go, man.
He's sweating between the flaps. You know,
make my goddamn day, bro. Make my goddamn day.
Bobby said that. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I say that to them all the time. That's like he calls me. I go, "What's up, dumbass?" He goes, "What's up, bro?" You know, it's like, you know, it was like, what's the 4 teams? There was a question that came up there, and it was with Tristan last night and watching the game. And I was like, 4 teams that did not go to the Super Bowl. What are 4 teams that did not go to the Super Bowl? And
4 teams that haven't got to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Well, Cardinals went. I know you mentioned Cardinals have gone.
Yeah, well, that was where I was. That Cardinals was the team that I was like, man, was it the Cardinals?
Seahawks. No, the Seahawks?
No, Seahawks have gone.
Yeah,
Seahawks
of course they won. Hold on, let me think. Let me think. We know the Bills have gone.
Yeah. Tristan said the Bills. I said no. They've gone 4 times and never won.
They've lost enough. They've lost enough, son. 4 teams that haven't gone to the Super Bowl. Let me go by divisions. Obviously, Broncos have gone. Browns haven't gone. Or Browns have gone?
No, that was the Arizona card. That's the one you have to switch to the Arizona Cardinals for me because I was like, what was it? And I said Arizona, but then it's like no, the Browns because the Browns I think went before
when they switched over as Baltimore Ravens.
When they were just the champion AFL and
Browns, Texans,
Lions.
Okay, that makes sense.
And,
Texans, Lions, I'm still surprised by.
Yeah, and the Jaguars.
The Jaguars
never went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's
AFC
true.
Championship,
AFC Championship multiple times.
And the Lions did the Lions being as old like the Texans don't surprise me because they're a young team.
Yeah, they're younger
relatively. Team. But the Lions, it's like a team like obviously they were always the laughing stock, but now they're on the cusp, man. They could do it. They're in that conversation. But it's crazy to think that there are teams that never been to a Super Bowl. Miami went to 5.
When you think of historical teams, or not historical, like Hall of Fame players that have played for certain organizations. Like, for example, you think of the Lions, obviously you automatically think of Barry Sanders. You're like, how did they not make a Super Bowl with Barry Sanders? And then you think of the Browns. But Jim Brown and all that, like, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Lion Giants, East 10th Street Press.
Oh, look at that. What's up, Madre?
Whoa.
The mother's in the house. Whoop, whoop. Mommy.
Mom. What?
Hi. Oh, Nikki's there too.
Oh,
Nick in
Mr.
Indianapolis.
Ross.
Nick tuning in, taking a break from rehearsal.
In Indy.
What's up, Nick? Whoop, whoop. Nick's in Indy, man. Good morning, brother. Hola, Madre. Got the family in the house. Oh, mama. Oh, he's saying because mom's there. Mama. Remember that, Nick? Nick, mommy. Peyton. Who's Peyton? I started watching yesterday was the Beetlejuice. Mom, I'm going to come visit you now. I'm trying to get Bobby to come too. Bobby, are you doing I think, yes, Scotty. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night, my brother. Final 53 prediction. I think I'm going to work on that today. I was going to have no holds barred wrestling, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, we're going to push that. So I think I'm going to spend today trying to work out my final 53, Scotty. So you'll see. So I think tomorrow, 8 p.m., I'll get with Fish Tank. If not Fish Tank, I'll try to see who wants to pop in, and we'll do something. I wish I could picks here. I wish I could picks here.
Send picks. I'm pretty sure he meant send picks.
So
what type of picks, Dan?
Yeah, what type of picks are we talking, bro? What type of picks are we talking here, bro?
This is a family show.
What are we doing? Man. So Nick is also an East 10th Street boy. I know. Nick is also an East 10th Street boy, by the way. That's my brother. My brother Nick. He is currently the bomb. I wish I could post pics here.
Oh man, that was my wrestler name. And my finish was the detonator. What was the name of your finisher, Bobby?
I had the skeleton plex, which was because remember the unknown, which was basically Kurt Hennig's perfect plex, which I love that move because you hook the leg and you do it. And then of course it was the pedigree, which I would call the drive-by. And then you had the leg drop. I remember I used to do that to Harrison. I would do the pedigree because he's like, do the thing, because I was used to do the leg drop because of Hogan.
Yeah.
And then and then he goes, oh, I just hate losing to that. And and so what I would do is like, all right, fine, I'll just do my this pedigree, and I would do the pedigree, and then I hit the leg drop, and as I'm in the air doing the leg drop, he goes, son of a. Nick says I got our match, Zabu versus D-Bomb. There you go.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Austin, Texas in the house. All right, Collis, there you go. Appreciate you watching, my man. Where you're watching from, dude. That's awesome.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch it but I've been watching with my son Unreal on Netflix.
Have
you got a chance to watch it?
I saw the first part of part 1. Ooh. I'm going to finish it. I know it's good.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool to see behind the scenes and the way they interact. It's so cool. My son loves it because I'm like, look, this is obviously as kids, this isn't fake. We know it's not fake. It's staged. It's acting. It's performing. But it's so cool to see behind the scenes how it all goes down, how they expect the fans' reaction. It's legit. It's a top tier production, and Triple H is great at what he does, man. He really is next level with what he's doing.
Let me make sure I fix this very quick. How I wish I could post pictures of you two and your wrestling get up.
What we could do is post them on like X as a and during the show in the website not our website, in our handle, and like in the show's handle. So like Throwback Thursday, we could put some of those pics in wrestling and all that, and you could have someone break down our wrestling match. If you could do a review in No Holds Bar podcast.
Timothy, I don't know, man. That's right. I don't know, dude. I don't know if Raheem Mostert makes it, man. I know it would be crazy if he didn't make that 53, but again, if he's only had 4 snaps and he could find himself off, and if I'll be honest, if he did not, I don't want to say, it sounds bad if I say it like that, so I don't say if he didn't open his mouth, but if he didn't come out and kind of knock Miami after leaving, I could see him. He would have made himself way back here because of the injuries going on with this Dolphins roster. If he had not, got, posted his feelings up on there, I think he could have made his way back on this roster, especially now with the injuries with Jalen Wright and what's going on with Devon Achane. But we'll see. Scotty says, I think we pick up a corner and an offensive tackle after other teams. We'll see.
I can see that.
Miami does everything other than pick up corners in offensive. No, they didn't. But I wouldn't be surprised at another running back. I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up a running back. I remember when Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner claimed that he was in the fraternity Hakuna Matata. Scott Steiner was one of the best on the mic. He is so freaking entertaining, and you know when a guy is really good is when his catchphrases last through the ages of time. Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holla if you hear me, and of course, Conan, let me talk to you for a minute. Viva la raza, it was all those good old days, man. The good old days. Understated on the mic. Yeah, I agree. This guy's such good. You guys are, oh gosh. BC. I'm trying to see if Jason Sanders' info pops up on here. If Jason Sanders is still recovering, treatment for a week from Wednesday, it will be listed. We'll see. Yeah, just doing through Steiner math. I know I can't. Scotty and Evan are in mid-season form.
Yeah,
I really look forward to it. Yeah, those two love each other during the season, my man. I mean, my goodness.
It's always fun. Always fun to see.
I can't wait for this season, dude. First off, for preseason coverage here on FTSN, post-game coverage, but preseason coverage, Evan and I, we are so excited to be pairing up.
Is this a new car you have?
What was I talking?
Sorry, I'm just looking at Nikki's thing. Like, commas are important. Sorry, I'm driving typos.
With your whack ass internet that keeps glitching.
I'm ready. Mike's here. I'm just gonna bother you. Every time you start, I'm gonna start speaking.
Stay as soon as I say. You want to know my biggest pet peeves? Whatever. My biggest pet peeve is getting interrupted. By the way, I hate that with a passion. What I was gonna say, you fuck off. Sorry. I'm very excited because Sammy of Finns TV will be joining the FTSN family on the pregame coverage throughout the season with me and Evan. Game day, nice. Sunday mornings, Monday night, Thursday night. We will be live, Sammy, Evan, for Dolphins pregame coverage. And then, of course, Thursday nights, Sammy will be on and will be with Eddie to do the Finns TV Plus on FTSN. So I'm very excited with Finn Sammy and the crew and be partnering up with Finns TV. It's going to be exciting, man. Dude, Mom said Seth Rollins looks like Alex A. Alex, you know who Seth Rollins is?
It's true.
You think so?
I know who Seth Rollins
Oh.
is. Yes,
you do?
bro.
Oh.
When I had longer hair, my son would tell me the same thing. That I look like.
That's hilarious. Yeah, but those are good times, man. Those are good days, man. Wrestling. And now they probably messed up my body. I didn't even realize it. My neck, my back, my crack, my shoulder, my hip. Yeah.
What?
My crack.
Full on sing on mode, bro.
Yeah, right? My neck. That's basically, when I hear that song, all I think is my body because I'm all broken everywhere.
Yeah.
My neck, my back, my knees, and my crack. It's like everything hurts.
Whoa.
I just added the crack. My crack doesn't really hurt.
Yeah. Why does
I have
your
some cracks.
crack hurt?
I wasn't ready.
Crack is wax.
I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
I need a backiotomy, man. I tell you something, bro. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what the hell is up. Like, cause all of a sudden, like it was a few years ago, all of a sudden my hip started killing me for whatever
It's age,
reason.
bro. It's age. It's age.
And all of a sudden I found out I had like bone spurs, and my labrum was shredded in my hip, and they had to do labrum repair. And now my shoulder's killing me. And they go, oh, you might have a rotator cuff tear. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Man.
What did I do? He's like, the doctor's like, oh, son, did you get into any trauma, any car accidents? I'm like, no. I mean, besides the wife, I haven't been in kind of traumatic stuff.
She beats me. She beats me. But you see, your bones are good.
Rough,
You drank
dude.
so much milk as a kid. Your bones.
Damn
are
right.
solid.
Bones are always good.
Bones are good.
I drank too much milk that some bone spurs came up. But other than that, man, my bones are strong, dude. I do have like some broken stuff in my foot, but I never knew I broke my foot until they told me. Yeah, what did I do? Look at all the videos from when you were a kid. It's true.
Sure.
Suplex on a car, on a van.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Jump off a roof.
Falling off roofs.
Fly off the fence. Yeah. Honestly, like I was analyzing it the other day. I'm like, we could have gotten killed in many sequences of us doing this backyard wrestling.
It's funny because when you think about it, Alex, you watch that stuff or you think about what we did as a kid, and you ask yourself the same question.
Yeah.
Would I allow my kid to do that?
Hell no.
No. Hell no.
I mean, granted, our parents had no idea we were doing this. And we were kind of semi-responsible, some of us. We were kind of semi-responsible, but we were still doing this behind our parents' back. Like, they had an idea what we were doing, but no, man.
You could have died. Dr. Rich, you could have died.
Yeah, that's true. We could have died.
But I didn't.
But we didn't. But we're
Think
here.
about how worse your life would have been, Tati, if I was not here. Like, where would you be in the ghettos of Puerto Rico?
Wow. The ghettos of Puerto Rico,
in the forest, like Tarzan.
In la jungla. You were just going to say
that? Wow. So technically, think about it, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been in this paradise that you're in now. You're welcome, babe. You're welcome.
Amazing, Tati. You got lucky.
Tomorrow, post on Twitter. I got news, guys. I'm divorced.
Yeah.
I'm divorced. I got divorced. She took the kids to Puerto Rico.
End scene. You're like on a crutches. You're just walking around. Yeah, baby. You got me.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah. Can you help me up, please? Can you please help me up? I need a wipe. Can you wipe? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Feud is ongoing. That's right. You're damn right. Yeah, that perfect Bobby DNA. You're damn right.
But you see, she messed up, man. She was supposed to write
babe.
capital D, lowercase n, lowercase a. You missed the
and then
assignment.
lowercase
You have
n-a.
one
That's
job.
right.
Yes,
the perfect
man.
Bobby D N-A.
N-A.
You know what it is, Alex? Because we haven't gone for about 3 weeks now. She's a little bit rusty.
Oh, she's missing in action.
Missing in
it's
action.
Marriage, bro. It's marriage. It happens.
What love got to do with it, man?
Yeah.
So watching Netflix, watching Unreal. So gotta catch up on that. I do gotta watch that. A show that I it's a show I threw on a while back, and I just threw it on for fun, and I got hooked on it, and I can't stop watching it. On Netflix, there's like 3 seasons on Netflix, 2 seasons on HBO, and now I gotta watch the rest on YouTube. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you, brother.
$2 at a time, man. $2 at a time. Love you, man. Appreciate
if you could do me a favor, Nick.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you, bro. I really do appreciate that. I really do. No, shout out, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. You should. But if you want to donate $2 to the DCC, that would be helpful, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's not like I really do. DCC. I've registered again for this year. He knows that makes me laugh. I registered again this year, raising money. My team, the worldwide Dolphin fans are killing it. Let me just see what the progress is. Again, guys, DDCC for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, February 28th, 2026. Been doing this. This is my 3rd year now with Lou and Ashley and Ian, who, he's battling cancer right now as well. And shout out and prayers up to Ian, Biggie, who's doing that right now. But it's full swing ahead. These guys were killing it right now. We are at $13,000 raised going towards cancer research. It's Sylvester Cancer Comprehensive Center. All that goes there. Last year raised $15 million total. It was a record-breaking year for the DCC. We raised about 41,000 of that. And this year, the DCC is closing in on $100 million.
Oof.
$100 million going to cancer research. So if you guys have not yet, you could pop onto my YouTube, my Twitter. You'll see the link on there. You could donate. Any amount helps. Really, I'm talking about $5 to 10, 20, whatever you're willing to give. That'd be awesome. Or you could register as well. I'll tell you who's doing it. Tristan signed up. Tristan's raising money right now for the DCC, and he's excited about joining me. He's doing really hard. He's working hard. He's excited. I remember when he asked me about doing it. I talked to Tati, and it's like, hey, would this be cool if we did this? And could he come? We'll see. I told him, if you miss any school, you're not going to go. So he's really hard about getting there. But he's raising money. He's talked to his teachers. He's been doing really hard. And I remember when I did it, when I got home from work, my mother-in-law already told him. He's like, hey, Dad, I just want to tell you, thank you for signing me up to the DCC. It really means a lot to me. And I mean, and it's not like he's just doing it. He's just sitting down and letting everyone do the work for him. No, he is going around asking people.
That's cool.
And so I'm really proud of him. Let me see if it's on here as I'm talking here. Let's see. Because if you are watching anywhere else, is this overlay? Okay, let's see if I have it on here. And again, if you can't donate, or not that you can't donate, but if you're like, man, I want to do something else other than donate, register. I mean, it is so freaking important. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a Fins Talk Today overlay. So forgive me on this one, but it's okay. Let's see here. I'll throw this up very quick. All right, let's leave that as is right there. So this is a Fit Talk overlay, but right here, guys, Dolphins Cancer Challenge. You could go to my link on Twitter, or you could scan that barcode with your phone. It will take you to my DCC page. I had a goal of $1,000 up on there. We broke that goal. I'm excited, but it doesn't end there. We continue to raise money up through February to March. So if you want to donate, you want to, again, cancer has touched us all personally. Whether you've battled it personally or it affected someone you love. So take it personally. Join us on the fight against cancer. Take the fight to cancer. Sign up today to walk or run or ride or cycle, or just donate. Again, any amount helps and appreciated. So there you go. Let me go ahead and take that off now. Get back to our normal programming. And there you go. Yeah, Tristan's almost at $100. That's his self goal. I put 100 on there, so there you go. But anywho, back to reality, or back to our normal day programming. Alex, we haven't talked again in almost a month.
Yeah,
and we've been talking Dolphins and all that, but I want to get to talk to you a little bit about Miami Heat, my man. Where are the Heat at right now, as it's getting closer? What, 2 months away from, we're I think a month away from preseason, but 2 months away from the regular season.
Yeah.
What talk to me about the Heat, my man? Because I know you said you wanted to talk about something a couple weeks back, and where do you stand on the Miami Heat? How you feeling right now about them?
Yeah, I'll keep it short because I know we're almost an hour and 30. And next episode I want to divulge or go into a little bit more with certain details. But I'm just excited for the progression that we've had in regards to our young nucleus. I know the uncertainty still is Jaime. We haven't heard much about him, but obviously he's been working during the offseason. But we've gotten to see in Euro basketball, Pelle Larsson, Nico's growth with his national team, obviously acquiring Powell, moving Highsmith. I know people were reluctant to move Highsmith and including a second-round pick. Realistically, you kind of had to do that because it sets you up for many avenues down the road. There's still a trade that could happen with Rozier. I believe that is a secondary move. I know they'll move Wiggins if the right move becomes available, but they're perfectly happy starting the season with him. And he fits this nucleus. This nucleus has the possibility of surprising a lot of people Depending on what lineup staggers come with. I do see right now Nico starting with Powell. There's still a scenario where Mitchell could start with Ware. There's a lot of ways you can balance this lineup, and still, obviously, people are gonna question. We don't have a backup five right now on the roster. Realistically, our big man rotation is gonna be a rotation like a triangle of Jovic, Bam, and Ware, with two of them playing with each other at all times across the board, and even sometimes going into like a small ball lineup with Bam or maybe even Ware running the center position. But this team kind of resembles a little bit what happened with the Dolphins. The timelines are reset. They're younger. The nucleus is more together. Obviously, you don't have the drama with Jimmy and older players in the roster. So you kind of have this right now realistically becomes Bam's and Tyler's team full out. Spo's rejuvenated. He's had a great offseason. He's been able to relax. He's going to come back hungrier. And obviously, the offense has to change. Defensive, you're going to have certain lineups that are kind of your fortitude. So it's just obviously very early. Once you get into training camp, we're going to have an idea of where this is going. But I do expect a lot of on-ball Nico, him making decisions, playing with Bam. There's a lot of growth there. There's a lot of possibilities. And Norm Powell stretches your floor. It doesn't stop any development. With Jakachunas, he's going to be playing a lot in Sioux Falls. He's going to develop. He's going to have the ability to just kind of ease into a rotation spot in the coming years. I'm not saying he won't play. There might be certain times that he does play later in the season. But we also signed Drew Smith, which we knew that one was coming. And we kind of went from having no point of attack defenders at the guard position to having two absolute dogs at the guard position in Davion Mitchell and Drew Smith, which I can see them even sharing the floor at times together. So you know how I am when it comes to this and the development and what I see for the future. This roster seems pretty balanced to me. There's still some moves that could be made. Ideally, Rozier. There's talks about possibly releasing him, buying him out. Ideally, the only piece that I think that we've been missing is another 5, just to kind of balance out the roster, which I always keep my eye on Vucevic. Now, it could happen in other routes. I know there was a roster spot available, which is going to be a prorated salary as the year goes on. So we'll get to the 15th roster spot maybe in the second half of the season, where you got to keep an eye on Kai Jones, Trey Lyles. There's a lot of names that have been linked to Miami. But I'm kind of comfortable seeing where this is going. And I believe that right now your rotation consists of Hero, Powell, Wiggins, Jovic, and Bam. And then you got Mitchell, Smith, Pele Larson, and Ware off your bench. And possible 10th, you got Jaquez, you got Fonseca. So there's a lot of possibilities with this team. There's a lot of youth, and sky's the limit, realistically. The East is wide open. It's going to be competitive. But as we go further along, and obviously the Dolphins season starts, we'll go more into specific, and we can even break down guard rotations, forward rotation, centers. Front court. We don't even really identify anymore. It says we're like positionless. But we'll go more in depth. But I'm just excited by the progress and the growth that we've shown this summer, man.
There you go. We'll catch up more on it hopefully on Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
Depending on how life happens, but this is
we
glad
should be
that
good. We should be good.
We should be good. We should be good. But yeah, man, no. I'll tell you that very quick. If you want to show, I was talking about this before we talked about the DCC, but if you want a show that is enjoyable, but like you could kill time, like it was a show that I threw on just for s and giggles, and then I got hooked. I said there's 3 seasons on Netflix, 2 seasons on HBO, and a bunch of them on there's more stuff on YouTube. That's how I hooked on it. I just do it for fun, and I just couldn't stop. It's called Rust Valley Restorers, and I know nothing about fixing cars, but I just love watching shows about repairs and restorations. This show is like that. I love Customs or counting cars, but this is called Rust Valley. It's a show, and Evan, if Evan's still watching, makes me think of him a lot because it's based in Canada and the way they talk reminds me of Evan. But there's these guys. They they're dirty. They're grungy. They have acres upon acres of land with rust ass cars that you're probably like, that's junk. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it turns into these pretty things. Or what I love best about it, it's just real. They mess up a lot. They'll repair a car and all of a sudden it starts to smoke up on them and it burns up and there's things that break down and they argue and cuss and it's It's a really good show. I'm not doing it justice, but Alex, if you want a show just to throw on,
What is it called?
Rust Valley Restores.
Rust Valley's Restores. I'll take a look at it.
Rust Valley Restores. It's based in Canada. They're real guys. That's what I love about it. Like I told Tati, I said, you know, there's a lot of shows that you watch at quote unquote reality that you know, like, you know, oh, there's drama and oh, you know, this was added in and you know, really, you know, it's like fabricated. Not these guys, man. There's so much things where you go, that's just too bad of a you know, and he like the guy, he's the owner. He opened it. He made all his money doing construction and stuff, and whatever. And so he ended up opening up a car shop because he has a whole yard of junk cars. So this is his first. It starts off with his first year with his crew. But he you know, they make good cars, but he's a terrible businessman when it comes to like he'll spend 50 grand on a car or 30, 40 grand on a car. And, you know, this guy goes, I'll give you 50. He goes, no, I want 80 or whatever. And it's like, the son's like, dude, you need to sell this car. He said, no, I'm not. And he leaves. And that car just sits in the lot for a year, you know, and then at the end, they have to shut it down and they reopen the next day. So, or the next summer, you know, it's like, there's this thing you go, man, this guy's, he's an awesome dude. Like, he seems like an awesome guy. His whole crew is really cool. But it's like, he's just bad at decisions, you know? And so anyway, there's different things. Just if you really love stuff like that, watch it. Rust. I think it's History Channel up in Canada. But I really enjoy it. I can't stop watching those guys. They're all good. Avery, Mike, Connor, Tristan likes it now. He watches it on his own. I saw him watching it the other night on his tablet, you know. So it's a good show. It's fun. So that's my recommendation for this episode of East 10th Street Boys. But we'll wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone who joined us this morning on your Sunday. We appreciate you taking time. We hope you have an amazing day and an amazing week. Again, I should be on. I'm going to push for it for tomorrow with Fish Tank Hank. I'll talk to him about it. If not, maybe with someone else. We'll do a final 53. I'm going to try. If not, sometime this week. But anyway, that's Alex. I'm Bobby. We should be back Thursday night for another episode of East 10th Street Boys. Like and subscribe, and have a good day, Miami.
Beautiful Sunday.
Bobby L. Gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street, where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the B. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet.